I love when you can stare at something and you just don't find any flaws. You know, I mean, I really don't see anything I'd change.
We spend a whole year doing our 5 show windows. We've got amazing craftspeople, artists, illustrators, model makers, stylists, all come together. This is the beginning of the show.
What time is it now?
12:45.
So we need to figure out placement.
How are we going to attach those figures? They can be placed right onto the set. Window 2. Jewelry's all styled, and you glued that saw back in. What else needs to happen in that window? Polishing, the etching, going counterclockwise. Hey, you're going to style him. Bill, what's up?
I am not sure exactly.
Let me give you a more specific
Yes,
question.
thank you.
It does begin with a drawing. Without a drawing, there's nothing to talk about. But once you have a drawing, it communicates things on an emotional level. And we're going to see this ice carver. The team responds to that. They understand the love that I'm putting into the piece. And it speaks to our heritage of Jean Moore. In turn, then they bring love into the various parts that they execute.
Are you thinking that's going to move?
Oh, of course. I don't know how we're going to do that, but I know you'll figure it out. But I think it'd be cool to have 2.
Right.
Yeah, let me check the budget.
Update me on where we are with the Ferris wheel.
So there's going to be 2.
Okay.
To have to take it to another level of crazy insanity of creation.
How's that going to fit into the window?
That's, I think, what motivates and drives the team.
Reed's going to love that.
All the creative work, all the design work is done in-house, and that's something that's really important to us.
I think the most important thing about the windows this year is using very utilitarian symbols and shapes to tell a very elegant story. You know, with the Reed Krakoff joining, I think that that's very much an indicator of the spirit that Reed brings to the brand. This is window 2. Tiffany jewelry is the centerpiece. So jewelry here is going to be a Schlumberger burnt on a rock.
You have to name product, right?
When you're at the Metropolitan Opera, all of a sudden they just descend. I don't just create a scene and then add jewelry in. It's quite the other way around. We want that sense of grandeur. I start with the jewelry and work out from there. I wanted it about spectacle. And I'm very specific in terms of how things are made. Can you bend mirror?
Bent mirror. Okay.
It's so important that every color of every piece of fabric or every chandelier is perfect.
This is the largest installation of metropolitan chandeliers in the world.
I'm sure we overdone it, so if...
Well, I hope so. You know, that's an example of how far we go. You know, nobody does that. And I think it speaks to a love of Tiffany craftsmanship. Make sure we're centered. Okay. Oh my God, that looks great. And the circus is in town.